What was the impetus for wanting to perform on Twitch as a musician?
There were two main like sort of friend groups that really convinced me to start doing stuff on Twitch. Um, a big friend, a big. Let me get my words together really quick. Um, yeah, in 2018, I lost my job. I got laid off from a startup, and I had a couple months to kind of, figure out what I want to do and figure out like at the time I was in customer support, like IT, and like kind of on that ladder, and I didn't feel that I wanted to like continuing, becoming like, oh, the lead of operations, right, as the giant Hokage, position right at the end of the tunnel. Um, I what's it called? My friend Charlie, who is pretty active, in like being a Twitch viewer and just knowing what the scene is about, and what's it called? Knowing what I do with freestyle rap at like local events. He brought up the idea to me and said, there aren't that many freestyle rappers on Twitch right now. Like there are some, but definitely something that you can try doing, and like, you should, yeah, play guitar and do all these things, and like you won't have to have the limitations of like a place or a time to do what you do and have people like get amazed by it, right? And for me, I said, yeah, okay. So we tried it out, or he helped me get it set up. Like, shout out to him. He was a huge part of my starting my journey on Twitch. It wasn't until about maybe March of 2019, so maybe like 6 months after that initial conversation, that I started taking it seriously, where I kind of would try to stream here and there, but it wouldn't be consistent. And then, he would kind of rally me up like, dude, you're not even giving it a chance. Like you have to try going hard at this and stuff. And I think that convinced me.
Let me stop you right there and just ask, like, what was the first kind of content when you were sharing or streaming when you were kind of just dabbling in Twitch?
The first content that I chose was really strictly freestyle rap. It was, I think, having my camera on, like a small webcam, um, Yeti microphone. What's it called? I didn't have a mixer at the time, so I just played beats off of my, laptop or phone or whatever, and hoped that the mic would pick it up. And I would just rap about anything that somebody walking in was talking about, or and the times where I was by myself, there weren't as many viewers. I would, what's it called, have a word generator on the screen. I would put a word generator on the screen saying like bamboozled, and then I would rap about that word until the next word popped up, right? And yeah, it was literally just that for like weeks.
Got it. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just really wanted to better understand like that first piece of content that you were posting on there, and the reason why your friend Charlie had said like, "Hey, you're not really giving it a chance," and it kind of was wondering if you can explain that a little bit more in terms of when he was saying you're not really giving, the basically it almost sounds like he's saying like you're not doing Twitch properly in a sense, or like in the best way possible that utilizes your skill set and talent.
It was an idea of how to use Twitch properly, and also it was a commentary on me possibly committing to something, for the first time in a long time. Um, in a situation where the rewards don't immediately show themselves. One thing you'll learn about folks with ADHD is that they have a dopamine deficiency, meaning that there is a high chance that at any given point they need some form of instant gratification, some form of rush to kind of be in normal levels of, emotion that neurotypical people feel. And in that sense, because of that, um, a lot of things in my life are commitments to me until they aren't fun anymore. Like, oh, I liked learning how to play let's say I learned how to play the flute. Shoot, I reached a skill ceiling where like this part's really, really hard. I quit. I'm playing Dark Souls 2. Damn it, that boss is unbeatable. I quit. You know, this relationship, like, oh, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, Twitch was the first time in 2018 where I think I had like a friend who like knew me well enough and I trusted them enough to convince me like you need to give this like at least a year to 2 years of you consistently grinding and like showing up even on days where there is no dopamine and there's are days where you don't get rewarded for the work you put in. And I think that really kind of changed the path I was on because I respected his, his advice, and I really gave it a shot with a set schedule, and there were some positive things that came out of that for sure.
Talk to me a little bit about going on that path, right? Like being, because I remember you were saying that you're kind of someone that didn't necessarily have like a set schedule that kind of lets things kind of come to them, like almost like when they feel like it's more just like those momentary things. But now that you're pushing yourself to do something that is more regimented, like what were those emotions like talk to me about like how maybe it was challenging in the outset, right, to be on a schedule and to show up, right, like every single day for or for a set period of time during the first year or so. Like just talk to me about the range of emotions that you felt and experienced.
I think the first year I definitely would stream 2 days a week, and it eventually evolved into every Saturday and every Tuesday, no matter what. Try your best to do it, right? And if not, do 2 days in general. And I think that really worked because I was able to, I think, build it was scalable. I was able to build a schedule around it, my day job schedule, my, local gigs schedule. I think the fact that I gave myself a small goal of like 2 days a week and then, it can vary. It really helped. It really helped me kind of get through those moments where I was like, dang it, this feels like work. And I don't get, and I don't get like a cookie or whatever at the end of it sometimes. Like, right. Um, Things that really helped in that first year were also, I think, doing a lot of collaborations with people, as in on the days where I didn't know what to do, I would invite some like friends from the local music scene to come through and play music with me, right? Where I eventually switched, by the way, from freestyling to freestyling and doing acoustic guitar, like both as options, meaning I was playing Green Day covers for people or like, stuff like that.
Any particular reason for that switch?
In the early days when you're just new, and you're showing up like as like a broadcast, people are really trying to feel out, who you are. And they're trying to feel out if this is a place that they can hang out or if you're somebody that they like really or that, they can hang out with because ultimately spending time in the Twitch stream is hanging out. It's a beautiful thing. Um with the freestyling, the hard part is that if I'm constantly rapping, I can't have conversations as much. I can, of course, freestyle rap conversations, but I think there needs to be a healthy level of room of downtime along with uptime in this medium. Unlike a music video, the viewer is seeing every aspect of your life in the hours that you're streaming, pretty much, like whatever's on camera. So the ability to play guitar or to like look up lyrics and to try to figure out a song, I think it builds a healthy level of downtime for me to kind of joke with them like, oh, that chord, it sounds hella goofy, or that reminds me of this other song, like, and it gives room. So it's that, and then it's also just me expanding my skill set, showing people what else I can do because you know um content content is fun, or people go to Twitch for fun, and you can do different things.